This is the spiritual reading for July 22nd, 2018. I apologize for not getting a video out there the last 2 weeks. It feels like 2 weeks. Um, I have had a lot of health issues recently, and I had to take a small little hiatus from the spiritual side for a couple reasons. One, to disconnect from my son, because with him over there, I always want to be there. And spiritual mediums cannot always be on the other side. It creates a lot of issues, a lot of physical problems, and I definitely was experiencing that. So I had to take a little break. So I apologize that I wasn't able to get a video out there for the last 2 weeks. That's going to change, so you shouldn't miss again. Okay, sorry, the spirits are already starting. Yeah, I got a pimple there. So it's like a big shining light on my face, everybody. Anyway, all right, so let me connect real quick here. Okay. All right. Jennifer S., I'm being told that you're going to have a ligament break around your knee. It's on the interior inside of your right knee. Just be careful in what you do. You're a very active person. It doesn't feel like a fall, but it feels like you're actually doing something, whether it's gymnastics or playing some kind of sport, but you do create a tear there, and it's one of the ones that doesn't heal on its own, and that you will need a cadaver ligament to repair that. So to avoid it, just, be careful. Those days that you don't feel yourself, don't do anything that you would normally do. And from a physical activity such as playing sports, gymnastics, whichever it is, and just kind of be careful. Yeah, be careful is what I keep hearing, because that's months of recovery. And there is not only the recovery aspect of the surgery, but then there's also the potential aspect of becoming addicted to the pain meds. So if we can avoid it, let's avoid it. That was your grandma, just so you know. All right, so Carl W, there's two. There's a W, there's three. A W, Carl H, Carl W, Carl C. Your grandfather is, each one of your grandfathers are speaking in unison. For you specifically, each one of you, all three of you are living a similar life in general. And what it's the life that you're living is acceptable. You're not, doing anything that is not, but it could be better. And it could be better if you all just get a little bit more motivated, because you all think that you're not going to live long, but all three of you are living very long. There's no reason not to. So, be a little motivated, and then you'll have everything that you could possibly want and need and desire, and you guys will live the life that you wish you had. Anthony W. Yeah, Anthony W. Seems kind of weird. I want to say that's not right, but yet I keep hearing the color white. So it starts with W. Okay, so Anthony, listen, not everybody has your back. You think they do, but they don't. And, they're only there to use you or get you to do things that you don't want to do, and you're trying to be a better person and get off of drugs, and yet you keep surrounding yourself with people that not only use them but also try and encourage you to use them as well. If you're serious about your recovery, you need to break free. As much as I get that you care about some of these people because they, had your back in what you feel is the darkest days, at the same time, those darkest days was all in your mind because of the drugs you were using and how you thought life was treating you. They are not your darkest days, and they aren't your friends. And the moment that they can take advantage of you or get you to go back down the drug path, they're going to. So as tough as it is, you gotta stop. You gotta make new friends, sober friends, even if they're recovery friends, but friends that have been in recovery for a very long time, because recovery is hard. Doesn't matter if you've been in recovery a day or years. From what I understand from everybody that I've met, recovery is hard. Um, okay. Also, just so you know, too, your dad's coming back around. I don't feel like he's been a part of your life in a while, and he's coming back around, which is going to cause a lot of issues for you. And when that happens, you'll want to use again. So, between now and when that happens, you need to make sure you acknowledge the fact that um, that he's going to come back around and deal with some of the hurts that you have within that thought process, so that way you can process it in a more healthier way versus a way that you'll want to use. Okay. Um, Walter. Okay. Walter. There's two Walters, Walter B and a Walter Z. Your dad, both of you, it's your dad, they're speaking also. Um, you're both going to be asked to do something soon that at first is like, yeah, no problem. I have no problem doing that. But then there's going to be some issues that arise because of you accepting to help this person out. One feels like just additional stress. Within the house because you didn't ask your wife first. So make sure you tell your wife before saying yes, as a just in case. Even when you think that it's going to be no problem for your wife, let's do it anyway as a just in case. Um, and the other one, and I feel like that's Walter B. The other one, um, it's going to be longer than the people thought that they need help. And I feel like this is like somebody staying with you versus just, like, here's a couple bucks or something like that. It feels like somebody staying with you. So the second one, it's just longer than they anticipated. Instead of like a week, it's going to be like a month or two. And the only reason why it becomes a month or two is because you guys need to put your foot down and your rules. And so it's better if you do that in the beginning versus waiting until they're still there after their initial, yeah, can we stay with you for a couple nights kind of thing. So, keep that in mind when you're asked. And again, both of you ask your wife anyway, just in case, and make sure that's okay. Walter B, I just want you to know that you do very well at hiding your stress. Sometimes you feel it within your body with some of the aches that you have, especially in the chest cavity and feeling like you can't breathe sometimes. But overall, you do handle it very well. You still need to find time for yourself. You put everybody before you, which is admirable, but at the same time, you also need that level of de-stressing just for yourself. So do something you enjoy. I know I'm being told you like to be outside, so go to the park by yourself. Go walk around it. During lunch or something, if there's somewhere nearby that you can be outside and walk around, go do it. It's going to help you overall, and and it will also ensure that you're a better dad and a better parent, or I'm sorry, a better husband and a better parent than you already are, because you're less stressed. So your biggest downside is your stress, and you hold back because you're stressed out. All right, let's see if there's anybody else. Okay, Rose, yeah, your ring is very interesting because I see it popping up in the house and then disappearing again. Um, you had placed it in the spirit path, so it keeps getting moved, but at least it's still in the house and it's not in the spirit path. So, because that spirit path in your house moves very quickly. Um, Unfortunately, it's going to be one of these things where, unless someone like myself comes out to deal with it, I don't think you're going to find that ring. I just don't. I think they're going to keep moving it on you, keep popping it in the spirit path, and yeah, you're not going to find it. And the reason it would take someone like myself to do it is because we can come in and stop the spirits from touching it, so that way it comes back into the world, and then avoid it from being moved again. Um, it's just their way of torturing you because they can, and because they can't normally torture you. But in that spirit path, they have access to your home. They don't have access anywhere else in your home because you keep it very protected. So it's you took it off on the dining room table because it was itching you, or like you were just like, it was just kind of itchy under the ring that day, and you were sitting there having a conversation with your mom, and you took it off just to kind of scratch your finger, and you placed it down, and then you got distracted and you didn't put it right back on, and then it disappeared, and then you kind of forgot it, that you weren't wearing it, because that's usually an extension of who you are as a person. And so, you kind of get used to things that are on your finger, so you didn't even realize that it wasn't there. And then since then, they've been messing with it. So um, we'll chat, and I'll see what I can do from a distance to stop the activity when I know you're going to be home, and kind of go from there. All right, until next week's, guys.